Okay, good morning. So in this session, we will discuss critical strategies for enhancing employee engagement and retention. Engaged employees are, of course, more productive, satisfied, and committed to their organizations. So we will explore how to create an environment that fosters engagement and support retention. Alam nyo, in the there is a movement no in HR now. I think simula nung 2010s, I would say, no. Meron siyang management um, innovation something. MIX. I'm not googling it, so um, I don't know nga lang if it still is continuing to this day. Pero the idea of that management innovation exchange, something like that, uh, the proponents, they are highlighting on engagement and involvement of people, no? I think in yung movement ng early 2000s. So parang we realize in the 1980s that our our move is towards quality, di ba? That's a quality movement. And then early 1990s, investors and people came about, and they were saying, so if you when you look at it, it's really the people that makes all the difference in the world, no? Good people make great companies, right? So yung tagline nila. And then early 2000s, it's not just putting the good people the right position in the bus, they have to be engaged, no? So parang yes, you have all the correct people, they're talented, they're competent. If they are not, first of all, aligned in their uh, goals, at least, no, or their alignment ng goals nila with the goals of the organization, yung tinatawag nga na cadence of responsibility, cadence of um, at least yung same vision, you must have that same vision with the company, so you're moving towards the same direction. So that is good, no? Alignment is important. But if you're aligned but you're not trained, yan, so kailangan trained din yung mga tao. Or if you're aligned, you're trained, but the people are not engaged or involved. Or what is worse, since they are not involved, they're not engaged, then they leave immediately. So nothing will amount to your efforts, diba? So yun yung idea dito. Okay, we will begin with effective employee engagement programs here in this presentation, focusing on creating a compelling employee value proposition. So we will build a positive workplace culture. That's the idea, no? And then how to ensure psychological safety. Yan ang pinaka-importante, no, sa employee value proposition. And then we will explore retention strategies, including structured career development pathways, career development, career path, and aligning performance appraisals with individual growth. Creating a robust employee engagement programs is essential for nurturing a committed workforce, no? So we will look at various components from here on that contribute to effective engagement. So an employee value proposition, yan, EVP, clearly defines what employees can expect from their organization and what the organization expects in return. So if you have a strong EVP, it attracts talent and enhances retention by aligning the employee values with the organizational goals. This is what I said in the beginning, no? So first of all, you have to look at alignment. It's not just hiring the right people, because there are so many good, talented people out there, skilled people, you know. Granting they also have good attitudes, but sometimes their goals are not aligned, with the goals of the company. So it's not simply as simple as that. So there may be people who are so good, but the goal of that person might be to start his or her own company, and then in the end, it will be to the detriment of your company because he or she might be getting the clients of the company, and then later on, you know, it will dislodge you from the top because he or she will create his or her own company, di ba? So, alam natin yun na it happens. So, mahirap din naman to exact that kind of loyalty, yung dog-like loyalty of a person who will eventually be, who will live and die in the company. Na talagang up to the retirement, andyan sa'yo. Because, lalo na ngayon, no, in this generation, at least, siguro hanggang Gen X, medyo makakita ka pa, pero bihira na. Millennials, Gen Y, hindi na, no? Wala ka na halos makikita na magsistay for a long, long time in a company. And lalo naman na ang Gen Z, no? Gen Z Alpha, Gen Z Beta. So makita natin na talagang if they have very short attention span, even in lectures and even in watching TVs or whatever shows at that, because of the so many choices that they have. Di lalo na sa company. So, kaya nga ako, bilang HR, I don't know if we share the same, bilang HR head for a long time, I always look at people in its current state, in current situation niya with respect to the company. Kasi a meeting, when you we try to meet with people, 'di ba? It's actually a once in a lifetime kind of thing because that sort of meeting will never happen again in that same respect. So paglabas mo sa pinto, meron na mapipick up na ibang attitudes or ibang perspective, and then pagbalik niya ulit sa susunod na linggo or even tomorrow, it's not the same person anymore. So ikaw din ganun, no? So the interaction effect, even of meeting with people in an hour thing or 2 hours, it will change you forever, right? Di lalo na sa company, you know what I mean? So for me, every meeting is sacred, is holy. So ganun din yung combination ng team, no? Parang kang coach ng basketball, eh. So you will get a mabilis na point guard, right? Tapos hindi mo siya masyadong magaling mag-shoot. Or magaling siya sa shooting pero hindi mo siya masyadong magbaba ng bola, or he might be yung talagang laging shoot ng shoot na hindi nagpapasa. So parang ganun, no? Or mangailangan ka naman, pag ganun naman yung point guard mo, halimbawa, nandoon sa team mo yung isang strong power forward, pwede naman, no? Para pag mintis, pwede siya rebound. Pero ang ibig sabihin ko is that you are trying to build your team around your strongest players, right? And it always changes kasi hindi mo naman maaasahan na nandoon sa iyan habang buhay, no? Ikaw mismo nagbabago ka ng isip, siya rin ganun din. So, I think ang pinaka-best dito na setup would be the way you view things is parang there's a certain type of Zen Buddhism here, like look at the present moment or the current makeup of the organization and just make do with what you have, right? Yes, you want to retain talent, pero just be realistic. When you say retain, maybe at least in the medium term, no? Mag-retain man siya man lang ng 5 to 10 years, okay na yan. Kasi nga, ganun nga talagang, I'm just being realistic. 'Di ba? So, parang, if you rely too much on the staying power of the current makeup of people, then you will be frustrated. And baka mamaya, yung HR na mag-resign kasi hindi niya ma-keep yung tao niya. Diba? So, just be realistic and current moment, ano yung meron ka and how do you position them so that they become strong where they are and they become stronger. So, in turn, the company becomes stronger. and always prepare for the worst scenario, which is when they decide to leave. Pa sa akin parang it's awkward to talk about this na ang pinag-uusapan is about retention. Pero I'm just being realistic. Okay? So there's a difference between the theories na totoo naman you want to keep the people, etc. But to what at what expense are you going, at what length are you going to go through? Are you going to pay that person twice or three times the salary of the other people? What would that create, no? Diba? So parang ganun yung idea ko dito, no? So always para kang coach, no? Always make do with what you have. And totoo naman, kailangan mo talaga i-build lagi yung kanilang competence. And in the first place, ba't kakukuha naman ang hindi competent na people? But always build the organization in such a way as there is an upside for them as well. No? So, yan yung tingin kong dapat isipin mo. Okay, so fostering a positive workplace culture. So, yeah, it goes without saying that it promotes engagement and satisfaction among employees. So, this can include, so dapat nandito to, it goes without saying, ibig sabihin dapat lagi nandiyan yan. We recognize achievement. In IIP nga, we have something like a culture of recognition. A culture of recognition of achievements, of even celebration of triumphs. Encouraging communication, open communication. Nurturing inclusivity. Everybody is included, no? Walang tayo-tayo lang o sila-sila lang. It's everybody is included, no? So inclusivity then to the point ng iba-ibang culture, by male or female, walang okay lang 'yan. All genders included. 'Di ba? So inclusive yung ating culture. This will eventually ensure employees feel valued and connected. So yan, parang ito lang yung best na magagawa mo eh. Kasi if you will, sabi nga sa theory of motivation, no, sa motivation hygiene, sa two-factor theory, si Herzberg, no. So he tried to improve Maslow's hierarchy. Sabi niya, yung according to this to the study, extensive studies, salary and other remuneration, mga physical rewards, instead of being a motivator, nagiging pa siyang demotivator. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Kasi yung motivation hygiene, yung motivation is, the more of it, the more you become motivated. Anong nangyayari? Nagiging siyang demotivator in the sense that if you don't have enough of it, then you become demotivated. But you cannot have more of it. In the sense that kahit paanong gawin mong pagpapataas, eventually it will follow a path na yes, mataas, and then after some time, pababa naman yung motivation. Kahit pa gaano kalaki ang itaas mong salary, no? Taas ka ng 1,000 pesos per month, after mga 2 weeks lang, tapos na. Kasi dati, tricycle lang siya, tapos bigla siyang nagtataxi na, nag-grab na ngayon, no? Ang mahal, papuntang opisina. Kahit pa increase mo ng 5,000, no? Pag nag-increase ng 5,000, ano nakukunin yan? Iba naman, no? Bibili na yan sarili niya sasakyan. Ay, kulang ang pang monthly kasi nasa 20 plus na yung monthly. So, kulang naman siya. Hanap na naman siya ng mataas. Kasi nakita niya na kaya ko palang masweldohan ng 25,000. So, dapat maghanap ako ng 35,000 or 40. Diba? So, walang ano yan eh. So, in the end, it becomes not as a motivator per se. You will be motivated. Why? Hindi naman natin tinaalis yun. No? Talagang totoo naman yun. But only for some time. In the long run, it becomes a demotivator. Ang hanapin mo talaga among all those intrinsic motivation, yung mga totoong motivator. Like, feeling of belongingness in the company, yung culture of recognition. Minsan nga, yung top in the back is already a big deal kesa yung lagi kang merong plaque or something. Lagi kang model employee, nakukuha mo laging plaque, tapos yung bahay mo punong-puno na ng plaque. So, wala nang meaning eh. No? Yung mga nare-receive mo, halos itapon mo na nga lang eh. Dahil, it doesn't motivate you anymore. Right? So, ganun. So, yun ang mga bagay na ganun. So, even yung pagpuri mo, sparingly lang because you cannot let them be used to very good, very good. Very, wala nang meaning eh. Narinig na niya lagi eh. Oh, very good yan ah. Oh, good job, good job. So, pag sinabi mo lagi yun, it will have no meaning anymore in the long run. Okay? Building psychological safety. Ito, again, it goes without saying, kasama to sa OSH, no? And sa OSH naman, hindi lang yung, yung physical safety, pero pati yung psychological safety. In fact, sa Maslow, isa sa mga importante din yan, no? For psychological safety is crucial, syempre, to employee engagement. Hindi lang safety kundi even yung alignment niya, no? So, kasi people might be okay with the company, but hindi rin siya magiging engaged. So, okay ako dito, but pag tinanong mo siya, okay, sino gusto mag-volunteer ng Sabado, ganito, may CSR tayo, hindi siya magiging engaged. Diba? But, yung psychological safety dito in the sense that to be at ease, to be able to express their ideas, yun nga, take risks, admit mistakes without fear of negative consequences. Yun nga you're even doon sa Management Innovation Exchange, sinasabi pa nga doon is not only making them be okay with mistakes. Alam mo yun, iba yun eh. Ang mas maganda is to encourage them to make mistakes. Iba yun, no? So parang encourage them to make mistakes because with all these mistakes, they will come out to be more innovative. Baga parang encourage mo siya, try. Kasi pag hindi ka nagtatry, o kaya sa meeting, lagi ikaw lang nagsasalita. Yung mga tao, hindi nagsasalita. Wala kang makukuha innovative ideas. Tapos saka mo sasabihin, mag-suggest kayo. Tapos pag nag-suggest naman, haharangin mo naman, di ba? So kaya kailangan, you, of all people, should learn to shut up, no? And let them talk. Let them express their ideas, take risks. No matter kung magkamali, wag yung hindi pa tapos magsalita, let me cut you hindi tayo ganun, di ba? Masyadong matahal yung sinasabi mo, wala na magsasuggest. Purihin mo muna, sandwich, technique. Purihin mo muna yung thank you for your comment and your suggestion. Napakaganda na ikaw ay engaged, no? So, yan po yung natin. Ang dapat natin bantayan sa dito, no? How to make the management approve our proposal. Bantayan natin dito yung cost, no? Kasi sa ngayon walang pagkukuhanan pa yan, pero ang mahalaga is nakapag-identify tayo ng ganitong mga projects, no? Eventually pag nagkaroon tayo ng maka-squeeze in sa budget yan, pwede natin may pasok, no? So parang ganun, no? Even nga sa Kaizen, sa continuous improvement, you don't necessarily spend so much. But the suggestions of people, yan ang mga invaluable, no? Kasi sila yung of all stakeholders, sila of all people ang makakatulong talaga sa company because they are in touch with at least the production floor, no? Kaya nga sa Toyota is respect for people means letting them be involved and encouraging them to be involved. Yan, yung openness na to, this openness fosters innovation, as I said, and collaboration. Okay, doon naman tayo sa retention strategies. They are essential for maintaining a productive workforce, no? So, we will explore several key strategies that link employee performance and retention. Okay, dito naman tayo sa may implementing structured career development pathways, no? So, structured career development pathways, these are pathways that develop your career, and this is structured from the HR perspective. So, tayo yung nag-structure ng kanilang career development. It provides employees with growth opportunities, at hindi lang basta growth opportunities, clear growth opportunities within the organization, no? So it helps employees feel invested in their personal and professional growth. And I think one of the reasons why people eventually leave their companies, is that wala naman siya nakikitang upside, wala siya nakikitang growth dun sa company, no? So, bakit ka nga nang mag-i-invest ng long-term staying mo, no? Or long-term um, uh, career, no? Yung long-term na career mo with the company, kung alam mo naman na wala kang makikitang growth dun sa company, right? So, if you cannot see any growth at all, upside of career growth, personal, professional growth, then there is a little chance for that person to stay in the company. No? So, this increases retention if they are able to see that there are growth opportunities within the company. And not necessarily promotion na upward eh. Minsan, if you are going to learn more skills, di ba? Improving, expanding your horizons, even lateral nga eh. Pwede yan makapag-motivate sa tao, no? So, alam naman natin kung talagang walang room for that person to be eventually a manager, this person will leave the company, but at least wala kayong bad blood kasi pag lumipat siya sa kabilang company, you gained a person na a strong ally, no, na matitrain na naman sa kabilang company, and who knows kung magkaroon ng position naman changes, pwede mo ulit siyang pabalikin, wala kayong bad blood, so meron kang nag-gain ka ng manager na merong fresh perspective from another company, di ba? Parang ganun eh. Sa akin kasi it's always about long-term relationship with people, no? Lagi mo silang bibigyan ng chance to grow, whether in the company or sa labas na, no? Kung talagang eventually hindi mo siya kayang ibigay. Pero lagi mo siyang ite-train natural, no? And yung providing clear growth opportunities kasi parang ipapakita mo sa kanya na okay, ito yung pwede mong maging position sa susunod. Saka usually it's a conversation, no? Kaya dito pumapasok not just yung learning organization, no? Peter Senge ang gumawa niya, no? The fifth discipline. Yung culture of learning in the company is important. Plus also the culture of support. Kasi sino ba magsusupport sa kanila? Di yung kanilang mga supervisors or head. Pag halimbawa, tinanong mo yung supervisor, ito ba si Miss Charm? Pwede na ba yung i-promote, no? Na director? Ganto ganyan. Ngayon, kung ikaw, sabi niya, talaga naman. Yan ang susunod nating, yan ang magandang pumalit sa position ko. Kasi kung ikaw, hindi ka mapapalit sa position mo, paano ka mapopromote? Yung iba kasi parang masyado silang selfish kasi baka mamaya mataig pa siya nung kanyang mga subordinates. Wala sa akin yun eh. Kasi since yung aking attitude nga parang teacher, mas lalo ka pa nga na nagmumukhang competent as a mentor pag yung mga taong under mo, lahat ay na-promote, naging supervisor, naging manager. Kasi always, ang tawag sa inyo yan, sir. Boss ko yan dati. Tingnan mo ngayon, kung di dahil sa akin, kung di dahil sa kanya, hindi ako napunta dito. Di ba? More or less. Iba-iba naman tayo ng path na pinupuntahan. So, para sa akin, dapat i-maintain yon ng mga leaders. So, dito, importante yung mga line managers to be specially supportive. Marami naman ganyan, no? Pero may mga companies kasi na merong mga leaders na hindi sinasabi yung mga nangyayari sa top, no? Hindi niya sinishare sa baba kasi pag nasyadong nalaman nila yung makakapaghanda sila tapos kailangan pala ng ganito, magte-train ako, magpapalipat ako, ganyan. So ikaw bilang head, kailangan in-nurture mo, i-mentor mo maigi ang iyong mga tao. So pag na-promote sila, di nawala sa'yo, wala nang taong, o di magde-develop ka na naman ng bago. So yung mga taong bago sa'yo, madali mo silang ma-motivate. No? Kasi sabihin mo sa kanya, tinan nyo, alam nyo kung ba't kayo napunta dito. Lahat ng mga nawala sa akin na-promote, nagkaroon ng ibang department. Oh, di ba? So sila ngayon magiging ano din, no? Magiging silang motivated. So that's I think the right attitude. However, yan ang mga attitude, yung mga bagay na yan. Yan ang hindi na ituturo no, sa eskwelahan. Attitude yan eh. Kaya dapat yan talaga continuous reforming the culture of the organization. Without that, kaya nagsisimula yan sa leader eh. Without that, then, it will crumble down. Okay, now we go to linking performance appraisals with professional growth. Ito, continuous improvement, lalo na from the professional levels. At least the perspective of our people, no? So performance appraisals should not only evaluate your past performance, but also guide future development. So when you link appraisals to professional growth, di ba, ina-appraise mo siya kung saan na siya, competency-based ba yan, yung performance, and then eventually ililink mo siya sa professional growth, organizations can help employees identify their strength, identify their weakness, yung mga areas for improvement, and also ilalagay siya sa map kung saan siya papunta, no? Okay, eto, kaya kita binibuild up dito, ano ba, sa coding. Kasi eventually, kailangan natin ng systems manager or ganyan, or whatever the position is. So, ikaw yung tina-target natin na mapunta dyan. Eventually, lalaki na yung ating division na to. So, si Sir Noel, siya yung head ng MIS, magiging na siyang division head or division manager or VP if you want, no? So, kailangan niya ng mga managers under him. One for this, or whatever, no? Kung ano man, no? Programming or systems, and then yung day-to-day, no? Na trabaho, no? Design, implementation, maintenance. So, yan po yung mga dapat alam ng mga tao. So, imagine if you are training your people and you're not only training them, but informing them of their path. Ako, yun yung ginagawa ko eh. Kaya nga ako eh, without bragging too much, when I became HR, before, yung aming retention, basta ang umaalis nun, almost half. No? Tapos, after the implementation, syempre, tinignan namin yung IIP, maganda rin naman IIP. Tapos, continuous discussion with people, HR listens, you listen to them, and then eventually give them the direction of the company. Ito yung ginagawa natin. And then, as much as possible, tell your heads, your division heads, division leaders, no, and then the department heads na, always talk to your people, ganito, ganyan, i-identify na natin kung sino yung mga susunod sa atin. Pag ganun yun, talagang mataas yung motivation level ng mga tao. And talagang ang aming retention umakyat sa 95%. Imagine, a year lang ago, ang daming umaalis, tas biglang nung nag-implement kami ng ganun, halos walang umalis, no? Dun sa year na yun. And down the line, mga siguro 5 years hence, ang retention na natili sa mga 80 to 85%. At least, meron pa rin maalis, no? Siyempre, people organization ng school eh. So talagang come and go siya. Lalo na ang mga faculty ay hindi naman permanent, no? Sila ay part-time. So talagang malaki yung risk mo talaga of being left by your faculty members. Yung pa naman yung core employee mo, di ba? So, but it will help a lot, especially if you have that kind of an attitude of showing to them na yung kanilang performance will eventually be tied up to their professional growth, and yun nga, mapupunta dun sa kanilang either promotion o kaya increase ng kanilang salary, di ba? Increase ng kanilang rating, lalo sa professor, no? Ganoon namin kasi doon, merong lecturer, associate professor, tas may professor, ABC, ganun. Kaya nga nakikita nila na yung, okay, so nag-i-improve kami. Hindi lang basta kung driver ka na talaga. Merong A, B, C, di ba? O senior, whatever. So, ganun eh. Dapat meron kayong level eh. Leveling eh. E8, E7, E6, ganyan. Tapos supervisor na, no? Di ba? So, dapat talaga meron tayong ganun. Kasi it helps in the motivation. And tandaan natin, it has to be linked to appraisal performance. Kasi ang pinaka-worst is mag-promote ka o magbigay ka ng increase na applicable to all kahit na walang masyadong ginagawa. Wala na ngang masyadong performance. It will hurt everybody if you do that, no? So, let's say you have 3 kinds of employees. One is underperforming, the next one is performing, and then yung isa ay overperforming. Yung underperforming, nabigyan mo ng increase, sa tingin mo ba magsisipag yan? Maaari sa mga first days, no? Mahiya siya. Pero later on, it will again slip kasi sabi niya, gano'n naman pala, no? But ganun din naman yung aking increase, naka-increase din naman ako, so I'll just maintain whatever I'm doing. Yung worst dito is doon sa performing. Nakakapag-comply siya with our targets, nakita niya, even those people who are not performing well, nag-increase din naman ng pareho sa'yo, so pababa ang performance niyan. Lalo na yung overperforming, no? Sasabihin niyan, ay, dito pala sa company to, walang meaning, mag-perform kang better, hindi ka mag-perform, pareho lang. So, you might as well either not perform, or since overperforming siya, o talaga nagpa-perform talaga siya as a person, that guy or that person will eventually leave. You know, usually, yung mga nasa theory Y kind of people, they are the ones who are not retained in a company like that. So, always tie up yung rewards and recognition and then yung mga performance bonus with performance. Ayan. So, aligning company goals with individual performance. Ayan. Dito natin makikita na this is the reason why you are telling your people about your business ambition, your business goals. And there has to be a conversation with your people because, first of all, if they don't know that that's what you want to achieve, then they will not perform well. So if you align the individual performance with the goals of the company, your business ambitions, it ensures that the employees understand how their work contributes to the organization's success. Diba? Paano nakakatulong yung kanilang work, nakaka-contribute dun sa success ng organization. And it's also part of motivation, no? Doon nga sa Vroom ba yun? Expectancy theory, isa yan eh. No? So kung alam mo na nakaka-perform, ang tanong mo dyan first of all is, can I perform the job? If your answer is yes, then you get motivated. And can I perform it well? Di ba? Tapos sa susunod na question ay, am I going to be rewarded if I perform well? And then lastly, do I like the reward that I'm receiving? Diba? So, always in every step, if the answer is no, then you get demotivated and then you succumb to underperformance. Ayan, no? So, they have to understand that their work contributes to the organization's success. So, this connection will boost motivation, engagement, and it will lead to better retention rates. Okay, so as a conclusion, in summary, effective employee engagement and retention strategies are vital for organizational success by creating a strong EVP, fostering a positive culture, and aligning performance with goals. Organizations can enhance employee satisfaction and reduce turnover. So that's it. Thank you very much. See you in the next session.